if you haven't seen the recent episode and you watched all of this, do not just get off now. Get off now before you hear what I'm finna say. What's up, y'all? It's Z. Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the topic, we are going to be talking about All American. I just recently watched the last 2 episodes of the season. I do part 1 and I do part 2. And I have my index card. I wrote some things down. So I basically feel like I will cover everything. Well, just the main points of what happened in the last 2 episodes of the season. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about, because I want to save the best for last. I'm gonna talk about Jordan becoming a coach at Crenshaw. So I feel like that was good writing. I don't know if I should say good writing, but like I feel like I like Jordan doing that. I like him. I like the idea of him becoming a coach at Crenshaw, a quarterback coach. And it's basically taking the place of Billy, like building a legacy, building Billy's legacy, and I feel like it's nice. It was crazy seeing him sit in the same office chair that was Billy's. It's really crazy. I'm still surprised that he's not going to the NFL. And it's like, I guess you could see like Jordan was good, but he's, I guess, clearly not as good as Spencer. But Jordan is not going to the NFL. I do think that him being a coach is a great direction. If I remember correctly, Billy, I think, did he make it to the NFL? Yeah, I think he did. And then like he got injured really badly and then became a coach. And now we got Jordan. He's not good enough for the NFL, which is kind of sad. It would have been cool if both of them could have went, but it does make it more realistic in a sense because, you have to be really, 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 really good to make it pro. And there are people that like are really, really good to make it pro, and there are people that are good. They're really good, but it's like they're not good to make it pro, but they're still like better than like some other people. It just shows how good you have to be to make it to pro. So even though I would have wanted Jordan to go pro as well, him being a coach at Crenshaw, it comes full circle. It's cool. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is Coop getting into law school. I expected that anyway. Part of me expected that, but part of me was thinking, oh, what if they try to say, oh, Coop didn't get in? Because, like, the way these All-American writers been writing stuff, they've been, like, ruining people's, like just bringing negativity to people's storyline. At least, specifically Jordan, specifically Spencer and Olivia, like, these writers have been bringing negativity to their storyline. They've already had enough, and I'm finna get into that later on. But, I was just thinking, oh, what if the writers say Coop didn't get in, or whatever, just to bring negativity to her storyline. But, no, she got in, which is cool, which is expected because, she has Laura to support her and Laura to give her advice. And, she's also been doing good in class. So, for her to get into law school after everything that she's gone through, I'm not gonna lie, because in the episode, I think it was the last episode of the season, Coop talks about, oh, she had a failed rapid career and she was minoring in gangbanging. Like, I totally forgot that she was in the streets. I forgot because it kind of felt long ago. I forgot she was doing that. But yeah, with the rapper thing, I really thought they was gonna have her character to be a successful rapper. But, it does make it realistic. And I feel like that's the thing with the writers. I feel like they try to be realistic. But there are times, like, they try to be realistic by, like, putting failures into these characters' lives and showing negative things that can happen. But there are other times, All American writers, where y'all need to just let these characters win. Let them have a perfect situation. You know, don't always bring negativity. But anyway, so I'm glad Coop got in, you know, and I'm glad that, you know, they wrote that for her. That's good for her story, you know, a different direction in life. And the next thing I want to talk about is the Spilivia wedding. And this is what I'm going to talk about when I say the writers like to put negativity on Spilivia. Because I'm not going to lie, I was watching this the other day and this was pissing me off. The fact that they was trying to make it where it's like, oh, when Olivia was like, oh, bad omens were cursed, bad omens, blah, 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 unlucky, like the things that was happening. Basically, you know, their wedding was going wrong. Things weren't happening the way that it was supposed to be planned. And then Spencer couldn't stay a few extra days longer. His coach told him no and everything. So you have to rush and create something. And in the end, it turned out nice. It did turn out nice. And the community showed out for Spencer and because of all the things that he's done for these different people. But it really did piss me off. It annoyed me that they couldn't write a perfect wedding for them. They always trying to make something go wrong. No, it was really pissing me off. And I get it. I don't know if they was trying to be realistic with that. But even they wrote Olivia. They even wrote Olivia saying, you know, we've gone through so much. So the writers know. The writers know all the things they've written for them that they've gone through. Olivia was saying, you know, I've dealt with obstacles ever since she first liked Spencer and stuff like that. And it's it was just pissing me off that they would write this extra obstacle of them not having the perfect fantasy wedding. Come on. First off, you know, there's a lot of things, but a recent thing was Spencer didn't get drafted. He got drafted, but later he didn't get to walk that stage. And that's the thing that a lot of people dream of. They dream of getting drafted, but people also dream of walking that stage, shaking hands with the I know the NBA calls their higher up the commissioner. I don't know if the NFL does as well. But the point is when people dream of going pro, they think of being drafted and walking that stage and shaking hands with the team person, you know? And Spencer wasn't able to experience that, and that really pissed me off because this is what this main show was about. It was about him going to the NFL because it's loosely based off of a real NFL player. And it just pissed me off because I feel who knows, I don't know, but I feel the real NFL player, I feel he was able to walk across the stage. But I could be totally wrong. But the point was that, you know, the draft was dang, really? And then this, their wedding not going as planned annoyed me more than the draft. Because I feel you know, they was trying to just, like I said in my previous video with the draft, I feel they was trying to come up with something to make the plot interesting because they're running out of ideas. Oh, we're running out of ideas. Let's make Spencer and Olivia's wedding not go as planned and have them be stressed. And let's have the audience think it's not going to happen and have them stress over this episode when in reality the wedding does happen. And no, that is not what some of us want. I'll go and say that's not what most of us want. Most of us want Spencer and Olivia to have a perfect fairy tale ending. They've had enough. They could have had this perfect wedding. If Spencer wasn't going to be able to walk across that stage and he was going to get a call at Jordan and Layla's wedding, when they don't even really need to get married anyway, Jordan could have married someone. That's something else. That's just another thing. But if Spencer couldn't have the perfect experience of getting drafted and walking across that stage, the least y'all could have did after everything they've been through was they could have had the perfect wedding. But y'all had to make it where things were going wrong. Like that really pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie. Please, y'all, if you're watching, please comment what y'all thoughts are, because that really did annoy me, because it was just very unnecessary. It was very unnecessary. And considering, which is another thing, Daniel, the real person that plays Spencer, I heard apparently he's leaving the show. So they could have made this extra perfect since he's leaving, but no, they had to make him stressed out too for the last episode that he would be in. Like, but anyway, that's how I feel about that. I also want to talk about Jordan being Spencer's best man. So, I couldn't help but notice that Jordan's Spencer's best man, but Spencer wasn't Jordan's best man. Like, I couldn't help but notice that. But another thing that made me start thinking was, I didn't even realize until later on that, okay, Jordan is Spencer's best man, but also Spencer, I can't even think of his name right now, but Spencer has a brother, and he wasn't even the best man? Like, what? Like, you see how the light just flickered? Like, that's, like, it was perfect timing. But, so it's like, I don't know, I just kind of feel like they should have had Spencer's brother be his best man. And I'm thinking, like, I get it, Jordan is friends with Spencer too. They're probably best friends too, for all we know. Like, they played on the same team together, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I feel like they could have made Spencer's brother be the best man. Maybe it's because he's younger. He's too young, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like it would have been cool if they wrote Spencer's brother to be his best man. Because also, like, we barely see Spencer's brother anyway. Like, he barely gets screen time. Like, and they basically wrote him off. Like, they didn't write him off the show, but, like, basically he's in high school, but he was able to be in this college program or something early. Like, I forgot. But anyway, like, he's in another state. I think he in New York or something like that. So, but it's like, I don't know, like, he barely in the show these days. They could have gave him that. He would have had some cool screen time, being his brother's best man. It would have been cool for that to happen. But, I mean, I get it how Jordan could be the best man, too, because they're friends. People be having their friends as best man. It's not always family, which I get that. But, now, like, Jordan's basically family, too, the way after everything that they've been through. But, it just would have been cool, And then the last thing I want to talk about is, in the end, and this is a big, I don't know if I should say this is a big spoiler. If you haven't seen the recent episode and you watched all of this, do not, just get off now. Get off now before you hear what I'm trying to say. So, the last episode of season ends with, Jordan talking to Billy's dad. Yeah, Billy's dad. And apparently Billy has an older brother, and the older brother was conceived before Billy's dad was in the picture with Billy's mom. So that is a shocker. I thought it would be a picture of Billy, or I thought it would also be a picture of Billy's dad, but I didn't think it would be a picture of Billy having an older brother. Like, what? And I didn't expect that at all, not gonna lie. But that brings in, which I see with the writers, they're probably most likely going to go for the next season, because there's supposed to be a next season, right? And for next season, I see that they're gonna go in the direction of, like, I guess Jordan trying to figure out who is his uncle that he has no idea of, and this is another person that probably knew Billy. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. But who knows? Maybe, like, Billy knew his older brother well. Maybe he didn't, but I feel like maybe he didn't because like we've never heard of Billy having a sibling until now. So they probably didn't really know each other like that, you know? Or maybe, yeah, maybe they didn't, and maybe Billy had that picture of the baby of his older brother because like maybe Billy's been looking for his brother as well, and you know he wasn't able to find him. But I can see the writers making Jordan try to look for his uncle because that's like another connection to Billy in some way, you know. And who knows, maybe like, you know, once, let's say Jordan finds his uncle, maybe Jordan will tell his uncle the news, because who knows, maybe his uncle doesn't even know that Billy died, you know. We don't know, but I just feel like that's interesting. That's just another plot that will support the next season and make it a bit interesting, because as I've said earlier, apparently Daniel, the person that plays Spencer, is leaving the show. Like, I don't know what to say, y'all. Like, you know, when I first heard the show got renewed, I was glad, but then later on, it was like near the end of this season, we hear that Daniel's leaving the show. Like, I was happy with there being another season, but now since Daniel's leaving the show, end the show, because Daniel, aka Spencer, is the show. He is All American. Like, so, and I'm surprised I haven't heard no other cast members leave. I think Daniel's leaving the show, and I think also Asher's leaving the show, because I saw some posts on Twitter. It was like weeks before like the last episode, like it was like weeks ago, I think maybe a month or so ago. Asher wrote a caption, and it sounded like he wasn't going to be on the show no more. So we got Spencer not being there, well, Daniel, and we got Asher not being there on the show anymore. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel like at this point they should just end the show, because how are you gonna have a show keep going when the main character's not even there no more? Like, the show is about him. It makes no sense. And if they don't cancel the season, and they still air it, I guarantee you, like, I gotta see how this is gonna go. Like, I'm trying to think if Spencer is gonna be in a few episodes and then they slowly write him off, or if he's not gonna be in this next season at all, then I can guarantee you that when we, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it, but when other people watch it and they see that Spencer is not even in not one episode, or he's barely in it, basically, I can guarantee you those ratings are gonna go down. Because word's going around that, yeah, he's not going to be in the show no more. Like, but like once people actually see that he's not on the show no more, the ratings are going to go down. And I feel like from that point, that's when it's going to be canceled. But anyway, y'all, comment your thoughts, your concerns. Just comment what y'all think about everything. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And also, if you're new here, subscribe. I'm 1 subscriber away from 50 subscribers, y'all. I'm almost at 100. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video.